Hello, this is Simply Exploring and Adventuring with Lewis. And as you can see right beside me here, we're coming to you from the State Museum of Pennsylvania. Here located in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the state capital. And today is Free Museum Day. Mostly the Pennsylvania Museum Commission has Free Museum Day today. September 24th now, and we're gonna go inside. Okay, we are ready. Now we're gonna take the escalator up. We're gonna take the escalator. Taking the escalator up to the second floor. We can also take the elevator as well. I chose to take the elevator to the first floor and then now the escalator to the second floor. And this beautiful, we already saw it earlier, this beautiful wow, there's the state capitol up there. And then important figures and different industries and different locations here in Pennsylvania. Civil War, coal mining, the Conestoga wagon, which we'll probably see at the location I'm going to tomorrow. Wow. And this was created by Vincent Maragliotti. A little at a time, anything is better than nothing. And the big thing is the main thing, honor. If we were hanged for everything we did wrong, there would be a few of us left. George Westinghouse. They're the magnets of industry here. There never was a great character who sometimes smash their routine regulations and make new ones for himself. Andrew Carnegie. Freedom of speech and of the press are the right of conscience and the private judgment in civil and religious faith are the high prerogative to which American citizen is born. Andrew Greg Curtin. That government and that alone is which enforces and defends all of man's natural rights and protects him against wrongs of his fellow man. Galusha Grow. God bless my good and great old state. They have not deserted me nor the cause of union or democracy. James Buchanan, he was from Lancaster. In the path of duty lies through the deep waters, go forward, and the irresistible right arm shall divide the waves. Jane Swisshelm. If I thought I was going to die tomorrow, I should plant a tree never less today. Stephen Girard College. It is knowledge that must render us respectable and respected, for only those who possess it are so, whether as nations or as individuals. Thomas Cooper. Don't fill your mind with vain expectations and golden dreams that can never be accomplished. Haym Solomon. They can give essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety, deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin. If old stories are revived, there can never be an end to war. Scariani. Consider how many millions of people come into and go out of the world, ignorant of themselves and of the world they have lived in. The founder of this state said that, William Penn. Now I'm going to go back around and start from that way. That way I'll come back out this exit and go straight up. And the planetarium is also up on the 3rd floor. We are now on the 2nd floor. And there's the elevator. Ooh, they have stuff about archaeology here. 400. Wow. And it's set up in a timeline here, as you can see. Public outreach, 400 mansion. I know that's not too far from here, I heard. And they did excavations there because it was involved in the French and Indian War. And then there's a timeline of the Native Americans that lived here in the Susquehanna River. Mainly being the Susquehannock, I believe, but there were several other tribes that was up here too. And then there's a timeline of when they were looking into the history of the Fort Hunter. And then right here, there's footage of some of the stuff they found. I'm not going to show a whole lot, but and then showing LiDAR, how LiDAR works. Wow. Man, that thing was very accurate to show you that building. And then right here they 3D printed the milk house. So this is a model, I believe, a 3D printed model of the milk house, which is what they excavated and you got to see. Oh wow, pet dog. And all the people that volunteered and are still volunteering stuff. There's the some of the stuff, artifacts that they found there at 400. I'm going there eventually, to the Fort Hunter mansion eventually. So now, I don't know if we're going to be, oh no, this is the anthropological area. So now I got to figure out how to, oh okay, we're going the other way, so we're going to have to start down this way. There's a big elevator, freight elevator here, restrooms as well. So let's start back here, see what's over here first, and work our way back to the other side. Oh wow. Oh wow, this is the Civil War. Civil War. I hope this is not going around in circles. Wow. Wow. There's a lot of Civil War stuff here too. Wow, look at the... Oh yes, this is the Gettysburg reunion, some of the badges that the veterans from both sides. If you haven't been to the Gettysburg National Battlefield, I would suggest you go there too. I was there already too as well. Wow, beautiful. I have to do that. Stand by the flag and don't give up the guns. That's awesome. That's right, being an former artilleryman myself, that was very important. General John White Geary. Pickett's charge. That's a very interesting museum as well that they have there. There's the General Geary's saddle, hat, and coat. Wow. Battlefield tourism. Yeah, because when the war was over, or actually even during the war, people would try to sell stuff that was related to the battlefield. Wow. These are inscribed objects. It belonged to a specific people. Joseph Knipe. Wow. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to take pictures of everything because I'll be here forever posting pictures. There's the Battle of Gettysburg in 1863. Wow, that's a big painting. Roth Mills. And they show you the important things right here of that picture up in front of us. The core of trees is number one, which is right up in the middle there. There, that's the core trees. Showing Seminary Ridge, Little Round Top. General Meade is number 5 here. So he's all the way over there. I think he's the one pulling his hat up. Nope, he's... Oh, his son. So father is the one on the left on the horse. He's probably on the horse as well. I know. And father is here on the left, General George Meade, and son, George Meade Jr. was there. Didn't realize they were both there. I mean, I know Meade was. He was leading the charge. I believe these are these Confederate, yes. There's a Confederate battle flag, battlefield relics, shots. Wow. These battle-stained different guidons. Wow. That is neat. Battle guidons. Battery B, Battery A, 14th Regiment, unknown infantry. Wow. Look at this stuff. You may also want to go, it's right here in Harrisburg as well, to the National Civil War Museum, which I've already visited too. As many I've visited already so far in this area. I haven't been here in such a long time, so. Like I said, stuff for the GAR, so if you ever see these at the cemeteries, right in front of the tombstones, that means these guys were part of the Grand Army of the Republic, which was the Union Army, basically. Wow. Mine Run, the Wilderness, North Anna, Bethesda Church, Spotsylvania Courthouse. See if I can get both of these flags here. Beautiful. Division flag. There's a regimental, that regimental flag. The Cappy. There's Sarah Broadhead. 4-button sack coat is called. Just little things like this. Wow. Union and Liberty, presented to Pulse 58 GAR, Mount Vernon H&L Company in Harrisburg. Wow. Oh, wow. The pump from Camp Curtin. Wow, I didn't know they had it. I took a picture, I think, of this already. So this is the one of the actual water pump from Camp Curtin, which was here right outside of, right on the other side of the National Civil War Museum. Look at the different, oh wow, spinning the swords there. These are presentation swords. Not actual battle used. Wow. There's General Meade, I believe. Yep. General George Gordon Meade. Wow. Man, machine, technology in Pennsylvania. So, oh, wow. There's a bigger picture that we saw at the kids' room of Lincoln and his officers. This is a 6-pound Griffin gun. I like the angles always, you can see. Wow. Power to move. Gears from a mill. It's representation of what a mill would have looked like back in the past. A Norse mill, it's called. Wow. Baltimore and Susquehanna Railroad. Baltimore and Wrightsville. B&S. It ended up becoming the B&O, ironically. Muscle. Stone boat. Is a sledge used to move heavy objects, such as stones from the field. It's not necessarily used on snow or frozen ground. Just after sunrise this morning, I noticed the Hayden walking beside his team, which was slowly drawing heavy hewn stone, swung under the axle, surrounded by an atmosphere of industry. His day's work begun. Honest, peaceful industry, conserving the world. Henry Derry Thoreau. Oh wow. Toll board. The rules of the toll. And basically what they charged. Wow. Wow. Wow, there's a marker, road marker that told them Lebanon was 11 miles, Reading is 38 miles, Harrisburg is 13 miles, and Hummelstown was 4 miles. So there's another Conestoga wagon. Hopefully I'll be going down to actual Conestoga tomorrow. Wow. Harrisburg Camelback Bridge. Burr arches, yeah. So this is kind of a small model of the Camelback. I can't get a good angle here. Let me see. Get a better angle. Yeah, this is a small representation. And I wonder if it used to be right beside the Walnut Street Bridge there, because that's what it looks like. Wow. It's interesting. Oh, okay. I didn't realize We could have actually walked across this way. Blacksmithing tools, making an axe. Yeah, we needed anvils to do iron work. This must be a ledger. Yep. Counting book or ledger of the business they did each day and stuff. There's tools, ironsmithing tools as well. Building a home, and obviously you needed axes and other equipment to build log homes. And right here is a representation of how they interlock each of the timbers. So I am going to be going around in different directions, so just bear with me because I'm trying to go back and forth and not have to come back and repeat stuff. Now that's the one that looks like the one that is down in at the Conestoga Area Historical Society, which is actually owned by Franklin Marshall College. Hey, shows you how the canal system worked. So this is a representation of the canal boats, how the actual lock work. Which I'm also working on trying to do a little bit of a series on the Pennsylvania Canal as well. Several other canals in the area first. But this will help me to get more information as well here, which I forgot to get a picture of that. Different canal boats. Because the Conestoga River had a canal system as well, right down where I live in Lancaster. So framing a barn. And there's a sleigh, another sleigh. And it shows you how they would frame a barn and equipment they would use. How a sawmill worked as well. Which I have seen, but oh, okay. See now where I'm supposed to end up at, but now I have to go all the way around again. Wow, that is neat. That is cool. Is that a mill? No. Let's see what it is. Grist mill. Yep. This is. Yep. Showing you how a grist mill worked. Which, if you want to, you can check out my. Oh wow! I went to. Trying to think of the name of the state park. If I remember, I'll post it here. Look at the belts. Size of that belt. So as I was saying, Little Buffalo State Park has a working grist mill there, and you get to see how it operates. And then here we go. Double lock on the Delaware Division of the Pennsylvania Canal. So at New Hope. Oh wow, that's a New Hope. The New Hope Canal also is part of the Pennsylvania Canal. Well, the Pennsylvania Canal is, what is it? It's 394 miles or something like that, or 900 and something miles, something like that. From Pittsburgh to Philadelphia, I believe. It's one of them two. So it gives you an idea of how better view of the canal system, how it actually worked. And development of the Pennsylvania canals. Wow. There would have been way before the railroads were established. But it would be the railroads that eventually would put them out of business. And they would buy those very canals and lay their tracks, fill in the, or yeah, they would usually use the towpath. Yep. Machines begin to free the housewife's time. Little by little, they invented stuff like this. And they end up, eventually they would end up heading into the manufacturing environment as well over time. Wow. I got a picture of this one, sorry. I forgot to get. I had done a video over there at the Lititz Historical Society, but unfortunately I lost that whole footage from that day, and they had people representing artisans from those times, and they would show you how they did things. Wow, flask casting in Brunerville. Useful items. Oh, yesterday I saw a representation, a picture of a 5-plate stove that they would use to heat the house where I was at yesterday. But I'm working on that video as we speak, so, well, not as we speak, but I mean, between today and tomorrow, next couple of days, I'll be putting that out. When I was at the Susquehanna Heritage Center, the Zimmerman Center for Heritage. Wow. Is that a coal breaker? Or is that the furnace? No, this is the Pleasant Furnace. So that's a representation of the Pleasant Furnace, and then there's the Eagle Forge up in Curtin. Oh, Byrole in Curtin. Shows you a footprint of how it worked. So this would have been the casting house right here. And if you check out my, what's the name of the forge over there by French Creek State Park, you see how the operation works. Hey, I was there already. I went back in June and visited and I'm wearing the t-shirt today, actually, the Kazua Bridge t-shirt. I'm actually warm. I'm making route nails, cut nails, wire nails. Eventually they became industrialized to do that, but most of the time these nails were made by hand. And then the blacksmith would put one of his lowest apprentices to make nails all day, because they would need tens of thousands of them to build homes and stuff. So there's the charcoal manufacturing. That's how they made charcoal for the furnaces. They do a demonstration at the place I was talking about. I can't think of the name right now. but I have a video on that too. So please check that out. And what Pennsylvania became most famous for, anthracite coal. And as you can see, the pink parts are where all the major veins up. It's from Schuylkill County, Northumberland, parts of Luzerne. I don't remember what county this is. Lackawanna. Luzerne and Lackawanna counties has one of the big major ones, as well as Schuylkill and part of Dauphin, but not as much. But you can see Schuylkill also has a major deposits. Now most of all the yellow is bituminous, which is what they call soft put coal, which doesn't burn as clean and as hot. But as you can see, this is the coke works. This is how bituminous coal is actually processed. Shows you that. There's the packet bustona, or known as packet boats as well. There's coke ovens in use. So bituminous coal is converted into coke. I'm wondering what's this for. This must be something in here. There would have been something in here maybe for steel ushers in, which was coke was used in the production of steel. Obviously, we know that now. That's a boiler. Hey, and one of my favorite things that has caught my attention recently over the last year or so. Trains. Made by T.H. Kane between 1883 and 1885 at the Columbia Exposition. It is one of the oldest live steam scale models known. Wow. Okay, I've visited there too, but have to go back and refilm for the third time because for some reason I keep losing my footage from this place. But it is very neat. This is a Allegheny Portage. That's a National Parks Service place, location. They like quoting Thoreau a lot. I noticed that. Oh, wow. This is a fire pump, I believe, a fire engine. Wow. Hand pumper. Citizens hand pumper. Wow, that's neat. Weather vane. Did I look in here already? Nope, I did not. Oh, I did. Ah. Speaking of the railroad, John Fritz. Ah. Well, We know this gentleman ended up having a bad reputation over at the steelworks. He was basically his Carnegie's right-hand man. There's the different cross-sections made by Bethlehem Steel. And speaking of Bethlehem Steel, I went to the National Museum of Industrial History as well up in Bethlehem, PA. I went to there, as well as the National Canal Museum. So if you want to check out both of those, you can. There's a weather vane. That's an obelisk showing you on the roads of the National Road. They would have these markers to tell you how far. 78 to Cumberland, 3 to Brownsville, 53 to Wheeling, West Virginia, and 3 to Centerville. Another stagecoach. Oh, I wonder if this one belonged to Carnegie. Yep. Oh, he owned the castle, it said. They call Skippo in his later Scotland. Yeah, he would often return to Scotland and let Mr. Fisk handle the business. Unfortunately, the workers didn't always have the best conditions. A lot of times they even lived in like shanty towns and stuff like that. Wow. So they have a lot of horse-drawn carts here. This is the carriage makers. Implements of a carriage maker as well. I've forgotten what it was called. So here's another carriage as well. Dynamo. Atomic plant at 3 Mile Island. Bruner Island plant, that's a coal-fired one. Holtwood Electric plant, that's down by south of where I live at, about not even half an hour, well, about a half an hour, 25 minutes to 30 minutes down from where I live in Lancaster. And I actually got to work at 3 Mile Island doing some cleaning, doing a shutdown a few years, like six years ago. So it was only a short time, it wasn't. And this was supposedly the machine that went in and cleaned a lot of the waste and stuff. So here's the machine. Yeah, it went and fixed the fuel rods and all that. That's a representation of the fuel rods right there. So here's a little brief history of TMI and where they have all the nuclear as well as coal-fired plants as well. Most of them are nuclear. I live not too far from, it's down there too, a little bit past down Holtwood Dam, Safe Harbor and all that, is Peach Bottom. So Beaver Valley, Susquehanna, Saxton, Limerick, 3 Mile and Peach Bottom. Actually, they have to change 3 Mile Island to the dark because it's no longer operating. It's shut down. Was it last year already officially? But it's going to take like 50 years to do the cleanup. Yeah, she's showing the rover right there. At work, I'm not going to play the video. You just have to come and see it for yourself. So, see how her manufacture of artificial ice. Wow. I've also been to the America on Wheels Museum as well. I went there, when was it? Was it not June? It was either April or, I think it was like April, around there. And we know that there's a hardy plant here in York, Pennsylvania. But it's not, I think it's Ohio is the original place. Different vehicles. So a lot of these were actually, though, produced here in Pennsylvania. So this is called a Boller Grout steam car. So it was a steam-powered car. I also went to the AACA Museum, not that I'm speaking of it, cars and stuff like that. And there they have a lot of antique cars, and as well as the bus museum there, the museum. It's within the actual, in the basement itself. So there's the kind of like an evolution of the plate. Showing you the different cars. And yes, I tried to visit this one, but it was closed at the time when I was out in Allentown. Mack Truck. The Mack Truck Museum, I don't know when it's going to reopen, but I intend to visit that one as well and put it on my channel here as well. So made in Pennsylvania. Kearns, Beavertown, that's out toward Pittsburgh and all that. Mack in Allentown, Autocar in Ardmore, that's out near, closer to Philly. Zero, Irwin. Volkswagen, New Stanton. Really, I didn't know they made Volkswagens here for a while. I don't know if they still have that plant. That's Zero. So this is Zero. They made Scotty 13-foot trailer. That is nice. You gotta look inside. Wow, it's basically a teardrop shaped. Hey, there's Volkswagen. When Volkswagen was, I guess, still made. Oh, they closed the plant in 88. Okay. And then this is all about the Pennsylvania Turnpike. That's neat. America's first superhighway was started here in Pennsylvania. So let it be known that it was done here, it started here first. The turnpike, the Pennsylvania Turnpike was the first, 160 mile. And like I said, I mentioned earlier, I did go and visit the Piper Museum in Lock Haven, PA. But I don't know what happened, and I lost all that footage, so I'm going to have to do a return trip, and we'll redo the tour again. And hopefully I'll be able to post it up. And they have another Piper Cub like that. Piper Cub, I think this is the 3, it looks like. No, it's probably the 2, but it could be a 3. All I have to do is look around, see if maybe they have some information. Lycoming was also built in Williamsport. The Curtis Jennings was also built here. There's the J3. Piper V Club, the J3, like the gentleman had, and they're still in business. They're doing more. They still do more like single engine and twin engine jets and stuff like that. Here's the different. The Jacob 7 cylinder for Cessna. For a Cessna trainer, made in Pottstown, not too far. Oh, wow. The P-49 was a pressurized version of the P-38 Lightning. Made by, Continental Aviation and Engineering in Detroit, so. It's not a Pennsylvania made or created, but it was probably used here. And we're going under the wing of the Curtis Kep aircraft, showing other aircrafts as well. They had a Goodyear blimp, the Vigilant, back in 1929 over there in Camp Hill, which is right on the other side here of the Susquehanna River. So again, we're now going to continue looking around here at the a lot of people are showing up now more because it's a free day, so there's stuff about the turnpike system. Now this is the actual turnpike right here, which is 78. I-78, 76, sorry. 78. 78 is the one that takes you to New York, actually. So I'm thinking about wanting to go back to New York, but my sister doesn't have room over there because my niece lives with her too. But the very first exit is over there on the border of Ohio. Wow. But then there's also the, I think they call that the North Extension that takes you up to Scranton and up toward the Poconos and all that too. The Northeast Extension, I believe. It's what starts from 31 to 38. And they have old footage and then there's safety. You can press each button and it'll give you information on safety. But I'm going to go around again. Sorry, I'm driving you nuts. Should have just came around and then went over to the airplanes. And then showing the early uniform of a toll collector. Oh, that's a service plaza. Back in the days, in the 50s, I guess. They did this painting of a service plaza back in the 50s, so you can tell by the cars. Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission shows you some of the old actual tickets that you would use, which they haven't gotten away from that system. You still have to take a ticket, but they're trying to slowly eliminate that, and now you don't even have to pay. They'll scan your actual license plate and then either bill you, or if you have Easy Pass, they'll charge you. It's funny how no matter how you look, this guy looks like he's still staring, looking at you from the corner of the eye. That looks funny. Oh, Packard. Wow. Pennsylvania Turnpike sign that you would find on the sides of the road when you're getting close to one of the major entrances. And it shows you the toll system right here. Hey, they actually have a showing when the Sidling Hill was actually operational. I heard they have pictures up here. I've actually been to that tunnel and I've walked through it 3 times. And I've also lost footage from that. So I'm going to have to make a trip back there too again when I'm in that road. And then there's a aerial view right here. Oh, what I was just speaking about. There's the aerial view of the Rays Hill and Sidling Hill. There's the Sidling over there. That one is, I believe, a half mile through. And then the Rays Hill. No, Rays Hill is a half mile and Sidling Hill is a full mile. I actually walked through Sidling Hill. I haven't been into Rays Hill yet. To show construction of the actual roadway and even blasting to creating tunnels. Because as you go up toward the Allegheny Mountains and stuff like that, toward Altoona and Pittsburgh and all that, you go through all these, if you take the turnpike, I believe you go through all the major tunnels. Showing blasting explosives. And then there's memorabilia from the turnpike when people would stop by at the service stations and stuff like that. And then right here they have a map here showing where all these service stations and the points of interest as well. I've been up to the Horseshoe Curve. I did that last summer was it? Yeah, last year. I went with a group of YouTubers up there. I've been to the Johnstown Flood Museum, but I lost that footage also, so I got to go back up there again, as well as the flight. It's not there right now, but it's up near Somerset. The Flight 93 Memorial Museum. I've been there too. I went to, also I've been to Altoona, I've been to Hollidaysburg. Where else have I been? I'm meaning to go to Bedford again because there's a few things I want to see over there. And to Breezewood. There's the tunnel system, the Kittatinny, the Tuscarora. Now the Sidling Hill is no longer used, Rays Hill is no longer used. They took a different path. After that, I've been to Mount Union, up to the, up to the 1,000 steps. So I think I have a video. I don't know if I have a video of the 1,000 steps or not anymore. If not, I'm going to have to head up there and redo it again. I went up to Newport to the Little Buffalo State Park. Haven't been up to Duncannon. I mean, I've been through it, but didn't go in there. Oh wow, the Bonnie Picture grave site is up in Carlisle. I heard about that. Another buddy of mine, the hometown historian, went up there. Like I said, I went to to Gettysburg already, to the National Battlefield, as well as the museum there. I haven't been to Wheatland, and I live in Lancaster yet. Yep, and I've been to the Conestoga Area Historical Society, where they house the Conestoga wagon was created at, actually in that town. See if and we're up there at the State Museum right now in Harrisburg. I have a picture of it, though that's not what it looks like from the outside. This building is round. There it is. Now that's open. The Cornwall Furnace is free today as well. I've been to the Daniel Boone Homestead, but the buildings were closed at the time because I think we were in the beginnings of COVID or something. I've been to the for the Cloister as well. Did a video on that. Haven't been to Wheatland, but I will be going. Hopefully I'll be able to visit that one this afternoon today because it's also free as well. Haven't done a whole lot on the eastern side of the state yet, but I'm planning to. I went up to, where was I this summer? I went to the Hopewell. That was the one I was trying to say. I went to the Hopewell, was it last year or this year? I think it was last year. My daughter and I camped at French Creek State Park, which was part of the furnace there. So we've been there. That's the place I was trying to think of earlier. Want to go to Valley Forge soon, eventually, and Downingtown and Westchester, and hit all these places, Longwood Gardens. Hopefully I'll be able to go on a trip with the college. They'll fit me in or not, but if not, oh well. I'm gonna have to go on my own. Anyway. Alrighty. Oh. So I see what I did. Now I made almost a complete 360 now. So this is a lot of the Native American sites that they've dug up and found, and yes, it looks what it looks like, but it's not the symbol that it's supposed to represent in Native American culture. They're napping, and they're showing napping and stuff like that. I wish this past, was it June, I also went to, what's the name? Museum of Native American, down in Allentown also. There's a Native American museum, but they didn't allow me to film at all or take pictures or nothing, just the exterior of the building, because they want to, be like the best kept secret, in the area. And you pay to go in, and so they're showing the migrations. And the Meadowcross rock shelters here in Pennsylvania. So it's the oldest known shelter in Pennsylvania. It's down there in south of Pittsburgh in Washington County. It was investigated by the University of Pittsburgh and Mercyhurst College as well. Oh, I didn't even get any pictures over here of the Native American stuff, art. And I'm going to definitely take a picture of that, but because of the effigy on it, it's not what it represents. And there's more stuff here. I don't know if I'm supposed to come up. Okay, right from here. Yeah, this is Native American technology. So actually I'm supposed to go around and then come back out and follow along with that. So, American technology. And there's the Susquehannock. And yesterday when I visited over at the Zimmerman Heritage Center over there in Wrightsville, they mentioned that there was stuff that they found right behind the building there in the native lands area, right behind the actual building. There was a field up there where at least 900 Native Americans were known to have lived over there at that Susquehannock village. And this is some of their pottery. And Shanks Ferry as well. Wow. Shanks Ferry is down by us. So again, here's the dugout canoes, some more pottery. How they would mostly burn it out. A lot of they'd also cut it, but also burn it out, so that it'll hollow out the part of the tree, whatever, and create a canoe. Right there behind you is a representation of a longhouse. They have a replica of it at the Hans Herr House down in Lancaster. I've yet to go there too. I have to go visit that place as well too. A few places here in my area that I can also visit. But they are also privately funded, so. And any new exhibits and stuff like that they get is from, obviously, the money from the, wow. So now we're going in the timeline here, showing what the different stages of when they migrated here, the Native Americans, the Paleo Indians. So we're showing the scenery right here, 10,000 to 7,000 BC. Right here is an excavation. And again, more, this is the arrowheads that they made, the different, so it's showing the different types. And then this is showing I know what they're called. A scenery in the archaic period, 7,000 to 1,000 years back. So they were the Susquehanna Indian were known closer to the 1,000 BC time, I believe. More archaic period, arrowheads and effigies and stuff. And stuff that they used, and again, more of showing the archaeology going on. That might be up there at the Meadowview. Then this is 1800 to 800 BC. Definitely, this is when the Susquehanna were living down in the Lancaster area as well. showing some of the implements that they used back in those days. Early woodland. 1,000 to 300 years ago. That's not that far. That's more when the Native Americans have been encountering the Europeans by then. At that point. So again, there's more. There's an effigy, a smoking pipe. Wow, axe heads. Oh wow, they actually got pieces of the petroglyph that are down in Little Indian Rock. So they actually got pieces of it here. I heard about this over there at the Zimmerman. Yeah. Can't remember the name of it. Was the Bard something? Yeah, there's Safe Harbor. So they brought these from Safe Harbor. There's Little Indian Rock right there, which I hope to go. I'm not worrying about doing it this fall, but maybe early spring to early summer next year. I'm going to try to do a kayak to it. But this is what it would have looked like if once you if you get like a sponge or something and you squeeze water on it and rub it across, you can see all these little all the symbology, and it shows you a Native American, or probably a Susquehanna Indian, actually carving it. Wow, so that's neat. They actually have pieces of the Little Indian Rock here. And Big Indian Rock also. This is little. Big. This is a much bigger representation of Little Indian Rock, but Big Indian Rock is even bigger. A little bigger. And it's, like I said, it's located... Oh, actually, Little Indian Rock is bigger than the Big Indian, even though I call it big. When you look at it, it's like not even a mile south of the Safe Harbor Dam. Wow, it got dark again. Archaeology, anthropology. Okay. Map of the largest Hopewellian earthworks. Oh wow, they have earthworks. Hopewell, Ohio. Middle Woodlands, 300 BC to AD. Wow. Now I wonder if that's the rock shelter over there. Common to late woodlands culture. So it's showing you how a lot of them also overlapped there. They're showing you the different pottery from the different areas. There's the Wasco, Clemson. There's Wyoming Valley right there. This is Shanks Ferry. That's down by us. They're known as the Shanks Ferry pottery. There's Monongahela. Owasco, Clemson Island is over there. Also another one. And then Muncie. The Muncie, which Indiana is named for as well. And then there's a lot of the actual representation of the petroglyphs that are up at Little Indian Rock. Yeah, this is the woodlands, late woodlands, 800 AD to 1600.